Hi everybody, it's Shuba. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. With 2024 and the new year, normally I like to set goals up for myself, whether it's anything personal related or work related. I thought I could share my 2024 reading goals with you all. I've been seeing quite a few different YouTube videos on reading goals and what people's goals are for the year, not just in terms of what books they are reading, but going a little bit deeper. And I wanted to share some of my goals with you today. I wrote some of my goals down on my iPad. I thought we could walk through them and then share some of the books that I want to read as well this year. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please do. You can find me at Reads with Shuba, similar to my YouTube channel name. A week or so ago, I posted my reading goals for 2024, and they were just a bullet list of what my goals were, and I will post it up right here as well. But I wanted to go a little bit more into detail and talk about my goals for the year. One of my goals is to read at least 2 books a month. Life is crazy. I do have a full-time job. There is not enough time to read all of the books in the world. So one of my goals for this year is to make sure that I read 2 books a month, and one of them having to be a physical book that I have on my bookshelf that I have not read before. Myself included, we tend to buy books or get books that we don't have that we do want to read, and they pile up. I want to be really cognizant and aware of what I am bringing home and make sure that I am reading those books that I do want to read, so they're just not sitting there. I want to be able to enjoy them, especially if I am purchasing them myself. Going into reading books, something that I want to focus more on is letting go of what does not serve me. I shouldn't have to read books that I don't like. It's okay to DNF, did not finish. I want to not make it taboo. I want to be okay with not finishing books. If it does not serve me, then that's okay. I'm not going to like every single book out there. There are going to be books that don't really spark interest or joy to me, and so something that I want to remember and recognize is that I don't have to finish a book if I don't want to. My next goal is to support the local library more. I do have a Kindle that I use to read before bed and read on the go, and a majority of the times I will read my books through Kindle Unlimited or through the library. I will rent my books from Libby, which is a great app that you can use. All you do with Libby is you connect your library card to the app, and then you have access to all of the ebooks and audiobooks that you can rent from your public library. It is a great source. If you have not heard of it before, highly recommend using it. In terms of the library, I don't really go to the library and check out any physical copies or physical books. Something that I want to focus more on this year is to go visit my local public library and check out those physical books rather than just purchasing them from any store to read. That not only saves money, but also you're supporting your community. And leading on with that, one of my goals is to support local bookstores and used bookstores as well. A lot of my books that I do own are from either Amazon or Barnes & Noble, and that's great, but I do want to focus on buying books that are used because usually they're in great condition, they're a lot cheaper, and also they'd be going to a good home rather than just sitting on a shelf at the store. One of the other goals that I have has to do with reviewing. I would like to spend time taking notes and reviewing often. A lot of the times after I finish a book, I'll go into Goodreads and I will rate the book based on 1 through 5, and that doesn't tell me much. That doesn't tell people that I'm friends with much about the book. I want to make it a habit of taking notes while I'm reading, annotating even, and then writing thorough reviews, not only so I can remember what the plot was and remember the book myself, but also then I can share it with the community and my YouTube channel, so you all. So that is one big goal that I have for this year, and I am going strong with writing those reviews and taking my notes. Another goal that I have is to read more challenged or banned books. Books are usually challenged or banned to protect children, usually, from any information that is unsafe or inappropriate. I put quote unquote because that's what certain people think and why, which I think is personally silly. Readers are losing access to certain materials, and that's not okay. A lot of students don't have the proper materials to get through their classes and get valid information. At this point, even teachers and librarians are having difficulties even just doing their job. To this day, books are being banned or challenged just so specific information about a group or an ideology isn't being shared. Majority of the books that are being targeted for censorship are about LGBTQIA and plus and BIPOC individuals. My goal this year is to read more challenged and banned books, but that also means supporting BIPOC and LGBTQIA plus authors. For more information on efforts to raise awareness and for the freedom to read, please visit ala.org. My goal this year is to focus on reading not only challenged or banned books, everything is challenged these days, but to also support BIPOC and LGBTQIA plus authors. I actually have quite a few books on my bookshelf that I have not read yet that are by BIPOC authors. So I thought I would spend some time sharing those books that are on my TBR for this year that I want to read. This first book is a book that I picked up from Book of the Month, and it is What the River Knows by Isable Ibañez. This book is a historical fantasy that takes place in Egypt. It's about a girl named Inez. She is a teenager and she has everything that she wants except that her parents travel a lot and she never gets to see them. There is a sudden death and her parents die, and she takes it upon herself to go to Cairo and try to figure out the murder of her parents and what happened. I heard that this book is The Mummy meets Death in the Nile, so I'm very excited to read this book. Goodreads had mentioned that it's similar to The Mummy, and I love Brendan Fraser. This next book is The Storm We Made by Vanessa Chan. This was my last Book of the Month book pick in December. This book is about a Malayan mother who becomes a spy for the Japanese in World War II. One of my goals for this year is to read more historical fiction, and this meets the cut. I'm looking forward to reading from different perspectives in terms of what happened in World War II, and this is very different from what I've normally read in the past. This next book is The Library of the Dead by T.L. Huchu. This is the first book in the Edinburgh Nights series. This book is about a girl named Ropa. She ends up quitting proper education to become a ghost talker. That's kind of her sixth sense, which is quirky and fun. Basically, ghosts talk to her and she listens to them. She spends her time making a living off of these ghosts. She carries messages from the dead to the living in Edinburgh. As she's doing her job, Edinburgh has a lot of secrets, and Spunky Ropa is trying to figure out those secrets and what happens. I think this is just going to be a really fun book to read. I've only heard good things about it, and I already like Ropa as a character from what I've read on the back cover. This next book, this cute little coffee book right here, this book is called Before the Coffee Gets Gold. I'm sure you've heard it before, but it is by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. Say that 5 times fast. In Tokyo, there's a coffee shop that can take you to the past. This story is about 4 visitors who arrive to the coffee shop and use the magic to go back in time and potentially change their future. This is a simple and magical realism book that answers the age-old question of, if you could go back into the past, what would you do? Would you change it? I don't even know what I would do, but I'm excited to read this book. I've only heard good things about it, and there's multiple books in this series, I believe. So if I like this, I'm hoping to pick up the next few. This last book that I have to share is Kaikei by Vaishnavi Patel. I have mentioned this book before in my previous book haul. If you have not seen it, I will put the link down below. Kaikei is a book that I'm looking forward to read because growing up, I was always told of the epic of Ramayana, and Kaikei is a evil queen in this epic. Reading the back of this story and kind of having that background of Ramayana from growing up, I'm interested to see how the story takes place, and I don't think she's the evil queen that everyone thinks she is and she's sought out to be. This is a book that is going to hit home, and maybe I'll tell my parents the story of Kaikei as well once I'm done with this book. I'm very glad that I picked this up from the bookstore. Those are just a few of the books that I have on my TBR, and I know that they are mostly supporting BIPOC individuals and authors. If you do have any LGBTQIA plus authors and recommendations, please comment down below and send them my way, because I would love to spread the reading love and support all. Those are my 2024 goals for this year. And as a recap, my goals are to read at least 2 books a month and making sure that one of those books is on my physical bookshelf. The other one can be an ebook, it can be an audiobook, but at least 2 books, one being a physical book on my TBR. Another goal that I have is to support local library, support my local bookstores, and support used bookstores as well. Another goal that I have for the year is to read more challenged and banned books, because there's so much out there that is being left unheard and unsaid, and we need to support the freedom to read whatever you want, whenever you want, and whoever you want. Another goal that I have is to review often, not just give a book a X amount of stars, but also to write down my notes, my thoughts, everything that I'm processing about the book so I can share it with you all. I do have one more goal, and it's something that I haven't shared previously, but one of my goals for this year is to not worry about what other people think in terms of what I'm reading, why I'm reading something, and just being on this YouTube channel. I've only been on YouTube for about 2 weeks now, and everyone has been so supportive. I feel so small but mighty. Thank you so much if you've been supporting me from the very beginning, and even thank you for making it all the way into this video. My biggest goal for the year is to not worry. I am doing this YouTube channel for myself and for those who care to watch and follow along. I need to keep remembering that, because in the end, I am doing this for fun, and I need to remember that. And with that, those are my 2024 reading goals. If you have any similar goals, comment down below or tell me what your goals are. I would love to share each other's goals that we have with each other and support each other, because that's all we need. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!